guest is Lew Turnquist. He's a senior managing partner at Kirchner Private Capital Group. They're an M&A advisory, diagnostic assessments for investment, transition management services, venture capital portfolio, life cycle partnership, and they do it across many, many different domains. Lew, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Barry. Great to be here.
I want to have you on the show because you just published this great little book about how do you know you're an entrepreneur. Tell us about the inspiration for that.
Well, we're a firm, as you mentioned, a laundry list of things that we do. We were started back in the 80s on the premise that it was very frustrating for the small business owner to get access to the same quality of advisory services that the big companies get. So building the company or building our firm up entirely of fellow entrepreneurs, of other guys like ourselves that are entrepreneurs with a minimum of 20 years experience, we were able to create a platform that's a little different. One of the things that we do believe, though, is that, from our roots, that the entrepreneur is a different kind of cat,
right,
and that a sense of humor is critical
right,
to success in that regard. So we've often, as we're sitting around the virtual water cooler, we've often had ideas of or one-liners we've thrown at each other, and we decided at one point to collect them into a book form and sell that book in support of a charity that we believe very strongly in, the Christopher Douglas Hidden Angel Foundation.
That's great. Well, let's go through some of these because I thought they were wonderful. One of them is if when things are looking better, you assume you are missing something. That's if you know you're an entrepreneur, right?
That's right. Yeah, there's lots of great ones in there. One of my favorites is if you you're an entrepreneur if you don't worry about bedhead because you're only concerned about keyboard face.
That's right, exactly. And a couple of my other ones, it says, and I thought this is really true because I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years, as if 2 steps forward and 1 step back is a great day.
Absolutely.
Which I really like. Well, what do you think the environment is for entrepreneurs these days? A lot of folks say that this is really the age of the entrepreneur because there aren't a lot of jobs. People are used to having multiple lines of income, but at the same time, it gets more and more difficult to actually get any capital, any kind of support. How do you think it is out there?
Well, I mean, any entrepreneur that's been through it that started off not as an entrepreneur but working for someone else. They always say that the best day of their life was the day they got fired, was the day that they started off on what was inevitably a very difficult journey. And I think that you're right. I think that the current economy is driving more and more people in that direction, and thank goodness. Now, not everyone's cut out not everyone's cut out for it. Not everyone has got the right blend of nature and nurture experience to be able to do it. But one of the things that we've believed in, and honestly, we sort of put our backs behind since 1985, for decades, has been the belief that folks in that area are they're the backbone of the economy. They're the entrepreneur is the foundation of all economic activity, and that's why we provide services and target that group specifically as a fellow entrepreneur, the group that we try to work with more than any other.
You say that your business is really fashioned along the original merchant bank model. Tell us about that a little bit because I think we've gotten away from that.
Absolutely. I mean, we often refer to ourselves as being more Main Street than we are Wall Street. The original idea back in the late 19th century of what a merchant bank was a group of successful entrepreneurs getting together and pooling not only their capital to help out other entrepreneurs in their area, but also their expertise and their wisdom. Mm-hmm. And that's really what we do. So the way that we target that is we target that toward operational support, so helping companies that are struggling, that may be a little off the rails, or helping companies that are looking for an exit, looking to actually cash in, helping those entrepreneurs there in our M&A practice. So I mean, it's a broad spectrum of services, but it's we start from the premise that there isn't anyone that we can't help in one way or another. It's just a question of creatively looking for a way to cobble together an economic strategy that makes it pay off for both of us.
Well, what kind of milestones do entrepreneurs really have to first achieve before they come to you and say, well, can you help me?
Well, yeah, it's difficult to help somebody that all they have is an idea, Barry. So, mm-hmm. I mean, we're looking for, in the clients that we take on to assist, we're looking for those that have some form of a unique business that not necessarily a whole lot of traction from a sales perspective, but have developed a unique product that's in some way defensible and brings something new to the market. That's critical, and I think that the drive of the entrepreneur itself, or himself or herself, that's always a critical factor in our assessment as well. I mean, getting back to the book itself, that our experience with entrepreneurs and as entrepreneurs is driven from, as I say, the different DNA that these folks have that we look for when we're looking to help folks as well.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So a lot of folks will come to me when I used to do angel investing and say, well, Barry, you don't understand, all I need is $1 million to get this off the ground. And I kept saying, yeah, all I need is $1 million too.
Well, and angel investing is an interesting space in and of itself. I mean, that's the entrepreneur of the finance arena. In the finance stack, the angel investor is the entrepreneur there, and a lot of the same rules apply.
Yeah, don't you think it's a little easier to get a little farther along down the line these days and to make a little more progress for entrepreneurs because of all the tools that are available, through the internet?
I think it depends on the business, but you're certainly right. There are many businesses today that are a lot easier to start than it would have been 30 years ago. I mean, the whole advent of cloud computing and all of the services that are available to the entrepreneur to get started it's phenomenal compared to what it would have been 30 years ago. However, there are still those businesses that are good businesses that don't necessarily fall into that category as well.
Absolutely. Well, I love the book. I went through it. I laughed really, really hard. Tell people about the book again and where they can get it.
The book is called "How Do You Know If You're an Entrepreneur?" We've just loaded it on Amazon. So if you want to go to Amazon.com to buy a copy of it, that's the place to go. And all proceeds are going to the Christopher Douglas Hidden Angel Foundation. And
Lew, where can people find more information about your group?
You can find us at KirchnerGroup.com, KIRCHNER Group.com.
Lew, thanks so much for allowing us to laugh a little bit because I think, as you said, it's really important medicine for an entrepreneur.
Well, hopefully people enjoy it, Barry, and we're looking for contributions for the second edition. So
there you
go. Any ideas, they can contribute that on their website.
Excellent. Have a good weekend. Thanks for being on the show.